Hi guys, this is Vape Bomber here. As you guys know, with all the deeming regulations coming into effect here on August 8th, at least here in California, I am going to be doing a few videos for real basic things like changing coils, doing builds, cotton changes, basically everything you know to keep your device running in tip-top shape. Obviously now with those regs coming into effect, you can no longer have the shops change your coils, put your tanks on your devices, or even build, at least here in California. Obviously, if you're outside of this, these may not necessarily apply to you. The first video we're going to do today is just simply changing out a cartomizer. Here I do have a super tank by Tobacco. I have already emptied out the juice. Obviously you can see my tank is empty. It does have a burnt up coil, so we're going to switch it out. It's pretty straightforward, pretty easy, nothing super complex. With the popularity of these tanks, it's definitely something good that you'll want to know. So first thing I usually would recommend doing is obviously disassembling the tank. I'm going to pull the top of the glass off. I'm actually going to take the whole tank off my device to do this one. Set that over here. So as you can see, my coil is somewhat burnt. Usually you can tell your coil's burnt by either a bad taste or some of the discoloration. Obviously that is cotton, so you do want it white. Gonna unthread the coil. Basically, once these are burnt up, you can just toss them. At this point, if you're gonna change up flavors, I do usually recommend washing out your tank, your base, and your drip tip with warm water and some mild dish soap. If you're gonna be putting the same flavor back in, unless it's all gunky and dirty, you really don't need to do any extra cleaning right now. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take my new replacement coil here. I do a little bit different priming method. I actually do it outside of the tank. And what priming simply means is that you're gonna pre-soak the wick inside the coil with juice. The reason you wanna do that is if you were to just pop the coil in and fill up your tank, you run the risk of getting a dry hit and prematurely burning up your coil. I'm gonna take a little bit of our juice here, and I'm literally just gonna kind of flood it. I want all that cotton in there to be fully saturated with liquid. And the reason I'm doing it with paper towels is because the excess juice is gonna come out the bottom, which is your airflow. Still getting a little bit there. The nice thing about priming it this way too is you can use it immediately, and that will make life much, much easier. So I've gone ahead and primed the coil. I'm going to put it back in the base of my tank. This particular tank, which is the super tank, really does need a really hard fit to get it to fire correctly. What I usually like to do is test fire it as well, and just to ensure that I am getting vapor before I go and fill up my tank and possibly have it misfire. All right. At this point, we'll put the top of the tank back on. Use your paper towel from earlier, wipe up any excess juice. Can be a little messy, so I always recommend doing this at home with either a rag or a paper towel. At this point, I'm obviously just going to take the top of my tank off and I'm going to fill it up. This is a pretty straightforward process, really easy, nothing that anyone can't do. Still make sure it fires. Screw the top on and give her a blast. Now do keep in mind, obviously, when you go to buy replacement coils, that you do want to run them within the correct wattages. Most common two types of coils are 0.2s and 0.5s. Obviously, dependent upon what device you have, is going to determine which coil you're going to run. This particular device, Hexome, I'm running the 0.5, so I'm going to keep it in the 27 to about 30 watt range. If you're running a little bit more powerful device and you're running 0.2 or 0.3 coils, usually you can run them about 45 or 50 max. I hope this was helpful, and I'll catch you guys later.